Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Status Mini Podcast. This is our second take of this one tonight. We had a few exciting things happen in the first one, so I am re-recording. This one will be a little bit shorter because I am running a little bit later now. Anyways, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Melany Hope. I am a quantum energy practitioner. And my passion is self-worth adaptation. So I need to find my place now because I'm a little lost with what I covered in the last one and where I am now. So I guess I'll just start from scratch and get going. All right, so self-worth adaptation is pretty easy to explain. Quantum energy practitioner is a little bit harder to explain. But self-worth adaptation is basically the understanding that before you were born and you had your career and you had your job and you had all of the things that you are taught make you valuable in our world today and bring you worth, you had value. You had value the second that you were conceived and you started to develop and you started to grow. You were your own person. There's some really interesting things that we can look into if we have the time or if you feel so inclined. One of them is like what the child actually does when they're still in mommy's tummy. And some of it's really fascinating and some of it's absolutely incredible how like amazing these children's minds are already, these babies' minds are long before they're actually born. So that can be kind of a fun research topic if you feel up to it. But self-worth, the whole idea of sacrifice and what you do for others giving you worth, I have felt is extremely twisted and extremely unhealthy for us as individuals. Because if we believe that it's what we do that gives us worth, then any time that someone devalues what we're doing, we take it to heart and we feel like that might actually be true. But if we value ourselves first and foremost, and we understand our value first and foremost, then no one else can tear us down. No one else can put us in a place where we don't have equal value with everyone else on the planet. And I mean, there have been wars over this. Survival of the fittest, Darwin's theories, and Darwin's ideas that only the strong survive, or only the strong should survive, and the weak should be weeded out, right? And they shouldn't be able to reproduce, and all of these other things. And, you know, then you have I mean, you read it. I don't suggest that anyone read that book, but if you did decide to read it, you would learn very quickly that Hitler believed in Darwinism. And he also believed that he was part of the bringing in of the privileged race. If everyone is truly equal and they're able to adapt their self-worth from a young age, not based on their career, not based on their looks, not based on their heritage, not based on their skin color, not based on their history, not based on any of these things, but truly who they are as a person, then they do not develop these feelings that they need to be dominating or part of something greater, something more. They don't. Unfortunately, those concepts come from a very competitive upbringing. When you're taught you have to win, you have to be the alpha male, or you have to be the most attractive female, or whatever it might be. Guys, these are all concepts of power that really don't serve us. Strength is something that will only be there for a certain amount of time. And then it's gone. Gone. You won't get it back, and it means nothing. Developing your self-worth, regardless of your age, your looks, your gender, your heritage, your upbringing, your skin color, whatever it might be that people have taken you apart for. And we all know what I'm talking about. We've all been through it. Your self-worth is the one thing that no one can take apart once you have established it for yourself. No one else needs to establish it for you. You need to establish it for yourself. I tell my clients, if you invest in one thing in your life, it should be your self-worth. How much you value yourself. And the things that you can do to get past all of this societal, traditional programming in order to see your value without any of that bullshit. Because you are valuable, simply the way that you are. This podcast is called The Observer because in quantum physics, quite honestly, we live in a world of energy. And energy responds to the magnetic field. We have this with our cell phones, and we have this in just about every way you can imagine with our computers. Our computers are quantum. Everything is frequency, your radio, your TV. Every time you flip to a channel, you're working with a quantum energy. You're working with the physics of vibration and sound. So understanding that the quantum field reacts to magnetism is extremely important when you take into the account that your heart, the frequency of your heart, magnetic, electromagnetic frequency, is at least 8 times more powerful than the brain. And we know the power of the brain. We know the electromagnetic power of the brain and how powerful it is. But most of us do not know how powerful the electromagnetic frequency of our heart is. So if we have, and indeed we do, have an energetic field all around us based on quantum physics, and our minds are electromagnetic, and our hearts are electromagnetic, and the quantum field, the quantum wave, proven by science, responds to electromagnetic frequency. Then we have clear evidence that what we think and feel and visualize in ourselves is going to be what we create around us and in the quantum field. One of the universal laws is as within, so without. If you have been struggling with manifestation, and a lot of my clients do, they'll say, why can't I manifest? I've read The Secret. I've done this. I've done that. I've visualized. I've created my vision board. I have done these exercises to strengthen my mind, and I've listened to subliminals, and I've done all of these things. Why can't I manifest the life of my dreams? And my question for them is very simple. Do you know that you manifest who you are? You manifest who you are, not what you do, not what you think you're supposed to do, but you manifest who you are. We've been taught that our body is 70% water. But when scientists really got into the cells, they realized that the cells are over 80% water, in some cases over 90% water. So the human body can no longer be said to be only 70% water. Because at the minutest part, the tiniest part that we've discovered, we're between 80 and 90% water. Another quantum field outside of the energetic one that we cannot see is the quantum field that we can see. And the quantum field that we can see is water. When magnetics are applied to water, they create patterns. We can see the frequencies create beautiful structures in the water. The reason that we cannot see the energetic quantum field all around us is because our parietal visionary cortex, ocular cortex, is not as great. We do not have the full range of vision. There are animals on the planet that have a much greater parietal cortex or vision than we do as human beings. And as we connect with the quantum field, and as we raise our frequencies, and as we come to terms with our self-worth, we begin to open up those codes in our DNA. And as those codes are applied, we reach higher levels of energy. And we start to be able to see past what we could see before. If you have never, ever asked yourself why, when you were a child, there were times that you swore you could see things that you can't see now, why you swore you could feel things that you cannot feel now, it's because you could. You could see and feel things that you cannot see and feel. Is because you had not blocked off your body. Your pineal gland was not calcified. You had so many things that were operating fully functionally in your body, and there was nothing blocking you from those higher vibrations. You could go as high as you wanted as a child. But as soon as that doubt and fear crept in, then those codes in your DNA that you could have applied using a higher vibration were no longer available to you because you were in such a low vibration, in such a low density. I want to encourage you to find your self-worth. I want to give you a very special exercise. And this one works. If you truly dedicate to seeing your self-worth, and you truly dedicate to who you are as a person, and manifesting who you are inside, on the outside, in your life, and taking responsibility for the fact that what you manifest on the outside so far in your life, what you have manifested, is what is inside. I encourage you to change what is inside. And I encourage you to do that using a quantum energy technique, using water. Every single time you pour yourself a glass of water and you drink a glass of water, I want you to focus on the money you want in your life, the joy you want in your life, the relationship you want in your life, whatever it may be. Focus on it. Believe that it's yours, as though it's there, right here, right now. I know people who have experienced manifestation within 5 minutes of doing this, and I myself am one of them. I'm sharing this with you because I know it works. Your body is a huge percent of water. Use that water, change your intention, and every time you drink something, focus on the positives that you want in your life. And then believe in your heart and feel in your emotions that that is real. Let me know how it goes. If you want to book a session with me, you can go to the link above in the description, and you can book there, or you can message me in the comments and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all. Namaste. Gratitude always.